So I'm sure that by now you must have seen the video or at least have read about the United Airlines dragging the Dr. Fiasco.
Oh, no! Hey, come on. Come on. There you go. Busted his lip.
Oh my God, look at what you did to him!
The only way to summarize that event is that anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. This event was a failure of such an epic proportion that it took away all the spotlight from the Pepsi fiasco. But again, let's not digress. So I will not bash or curse United in this video because that is something which everyone is doing, and again, I don't have any new curses to add to that. But again, there are a few things that I would like to add to this. First thing, more than being a failure at the corporate level, I think this is a failure at the employee level. Obviously it's a failure at the employee level, but just hear me out. So what has happened here was that the employee decided to stick to whatever rules and regulations they were told instead of improvising. I read somewhere on the Reddit there was a first hand eyewitness account of someone who was on that plane. What he mentions is that there was a family who was willing to let go of their seats, but they were asking for again a rescheduled flight and $1,600. Supposedly the United Airlines team had already offered $800, so the difference is only $800. At that point, if in hindsight anyone would say that they should have paid that extra $800 to that family so that they could have gotten those seats and this all could have been avoided. But again, hindsight is 2020. So if you think about it, to save, or because someone was not able to give away $800, there's a multi-million, clearly it's going to be a multi-million PR hassle for United Airlines, fiasco at their hand. The point that I'm trying to make is that just because the person who was in charge at that point had that employee mentality or the lack of ownership, he decided that he would rather stick with the rules and regulation than take a decision, take ownership of the situation. And had it been that they had done that, this could have been a totally different scenario. So having said that, let's play the devil's advocate for once. Let us assume that the person whosoever it was had agreed to the terms of the family. In that scenario, there would not have been any fiasco, and then there would not have been any hindsight. As of right now, we have a hindsight of this should have been done, or that should have been done, or this should not have been done. But had it been that they had agreed to the terms of the family, given them the extra 800 and gotten the seats, there would not have been hindsight. What would have been there would have been an employee who most likely overreached his or her authority to give away something which they don't have the right or the authority or the position to do. Worst case scenario, this guy could have gotten fired. So in a way, all of this happened because that person decided to save their ass, to save their job, and just because they could use the rule book in their defense, they decided to go with that. If you think of it in a self-preservatory way, it actually makes sense. Any person who thinks about himself, who thinks about his job security, job safety, might have done the same thing. Again, the execution was super botched, the way the guy was dragged. I am not trying to justify what United did. What I'm saying is I can understand the mentality of the person who decided that this course of action was better for his job. And again, this is something which their CEO has also reaffirmed. In his memo, he has, I think, categorically stated that the passengers were the wrong side and not so much his team. So to end this video, I can only say one thing. I have seen this phrase, never flying United, throughout social media today. It was on Reddit, it was on Twitter, it was on Facebook. Everyone is swearing that they are not going to fly United. People are cutting and posting images of their United loyalty cards. I don't think that's going to happen. The day we all stop sorting our airline listings on the basis of price from cheapest to lowest is the only day this sort of thing could happen. Within a month or two, everyone will forget this, and if the United Airlines flight is the cheapest, I am telling you, everyone is flying that. The only thing and the best thing that we can do is create such a big stink about this thing that the big corporations like United and Pepsi, they are forced to change their rule books, which currently they are throwing in our faces to justify for such fiascos. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you the next time.